it take, Steve? Thank you. You think you have what it takes?
Oh, to beat you? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you just might.
Hey, man, I'll drink to that.
Okay.
So I wanted to begin by asking you, because I understand that you were really developing the idea for the script with Dave Eggers, and then brought it to Matt Damon to possibly direct.
Yeah.
And then he came on board and wrote it with you. So could you talk a little bit about bringing Matt on board and the writing process with Matt?
Yeah, 100%. So I met Matt during Adjustment Bureau. He was working with my wife, Emily, and so I met him during that time, and he was looking to direct at the time, and he said, you know, are you working on anything that I'd be interested in? And I said, I think you'd be interested in this, and I brought him this movie. I had the idea for this movie about 2 years ago, and I wanted to write my first script about American identity. And I guess what that meant to me was my dad grew up in a small town outside of Pittsburgh, a steel mill town, and like any industry town, it had hit hard times, and his dad worked multiple jobs, and they didn't have much. And I remember as a kid asking my dad, like, so was your upbringing awful? And he was like, no, we had a great childhood because we had such a sense of community. We were there for each other, and we had this faith that tomorrow was going to be a better day. And I think that version of America we've moved so far away from that it's really a survival mode kind of country now, and it's you know, looking out for your own, which is understandable. But I think that the fabric of our country is based upon these small towns that need, and these communities, and that idea of we're all in this together. So I brought that idea to Dave, who's, you know, these issues are really important for him too. And we started hashing out the characters and the story, and that basic structure is what I brought Matt, and we just started writing the script right away.
Well, and Matt was saying this is his first time he's written a script since Good Will
Yeah.
Hunting. So what was it like to sort of, obviously knowing where he came from and then writing this with him?
Well, being a kid from Boston myself, I mean, the Good Will Hunting is almost like the Bible. You know what I mean? It's very, very important. But
well, and you joined the Good Will Hunting team in a sense, because
Yeah.
Chris Moore's a producer,
Exactly
Gus Van
right.
Sant directed.
Which is totally surreal. I mean, I try to act cool about it and be like, yeah, this is how I make movies. But the truth is, having my name anywhere on that poster of a movie that's with this team and with that caliber of actors is totally, totally surreal. So I'm truly pinching myself every single day, even now. The fact that it's done and it's coming out I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. How familiar were you with fracking and with that subject, and how much research would you consider yourself a fracking expert at this point?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think, you know, I think the fracking experts are the fracking experts, and we need more of them. You know, I mean, I think that this is an issue that, again, I was just trying to tell a story about a small town, and when I was looking for a good backdrop. Now, natural gas drilling is a perfect backdrop because it's kind of like high-stakes poker. There's so much potentially to gain, so much potentially to lose, that you realize what a difficult and very complex decision these people are making, you know. And when we went out to Pennsylvania to shoot, you know, natural gas drilling's happening everywhere around where we were shooting. And they were so gracious to let us in, but people were very honest about their opinions, you know. There were people who were against it, but there were definitely people who, you know, had real life stories that were very moving, and that's exactly what Matt and I were trying to capture. You know, you have people who say, I've had this farm in my family for 150 years, and we can't afford the payments. So if it wasn't for natural gas drilling, I'd lose this farm, and my name would go on the list of ancestors of people who gave it up, and I just can't be the one to do that. And so you realize that this isn't, you know, on the national stage, this is a political issue that it's like you're either for it or against it, and that's not true. That's actually ignorant. And in the middle there is the truth, and it's the people who are living through it every single day, and those communities that I initially wanted to write about.
We're a $9 billion company. Do you know what we're capable of?
Do you?